So my name is Akash and I have a YouTube channel called Trying to Know Cinema. I do podcasts with filmmakers, editors, cinematographers, colorists, designers, production designers, everybody.
Lovely.
Actually, I want to become a filmmaker. That's why I do this podcast.
Oh,
There's
lovely.
my learning. And currently I work as a web developer.
Okay.
In I live in Jalandhar, Punjab. But we are basically from Nepal. We speak Nepali, but never been to Nepal. So
Okay. Nice. Nice. Nice.
yes,
Nice. Nice.
yes.
So, but how old are you? And
I'm 23.
23
23.
old. And how do you like? How do you like this? How do you find yourself like? Okay, you want to learn a cinema and you want to become a filmmaker.
I, Actually, I wasn't good at studies, so and I wanted to become a football player first. But
Okay.
after a certain age, like if you want to become a football player, then you have to start go to academy from 14 or 16. Like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
don't go there after 18, it's you can't become a player, professional
Correct.
player.
Correct. 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 Correct.
So
That's a
that's why I
real
found.
struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. So I found an interest in films. Like films was always fascinated, but it's always like in India, like you don't like Bollywood. You
Right.
Bollywood doesn't make good movies. So you go and at that point of time, like Geo has started. Internet was very easily accessible, so I started watching a lot of films. So
Okay.
from there, the first film I watched it was The Godfather.
Oh, okay. Which film was
Eh,
this?
The Godfather,
The
Al
Godfather.
Pacino.
Ah, The
Yeah.
Godfather. Okay, okay, okay.
But now I don't think it's like if I'll watch now, I don't think like I'll
Yeah, I
like
know.
that much. But
Correct,
yeah,
correct.
but at that point of time, because of IMDb and all the hype,
Right,
it's the greatest film of all time. But
right,
the film which I really love is The Wrestler by Darren Aronofsky.
right, right. It's a
And
very interesting film. Very interesting film.
and another film which I love is called A Woman Under the Influence, which changed everything by John Cassavetes.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
right.
it changed everything. So the aesthetic, I thought about camera movement all the time, aesthetics. It changed everything for me.
That's
So that
amazing experience. That's amazing
yes,
experience, Akash. Good, good, good. But there are a lot of
yes,
other films also like you can explore, but we'll speak about it in
yeah,
the session
yes,
definitely.
yes. So yeah, let's
Yeah.
start. So sir, my first question is like, what inspired you to become a cinematographer? Why you choose cinematography, sir?
Uh, well, see, I always had inclined towards being an artist, but I didn't know what exactly to do. So I was trying to get hands on, like the businesses because I like doing business because I come from a business family and like a business background. So I was like, let's understand like how business strategy works and all. But with that also, I had very clear intentions that I'll do business what I like in my life. Like for example, I like chocolates, so I thought let's sell chocolates and let's create a good like Charlie and the factory kind of ambition. They were like हाँ चलो चॉकलेट बेचते हैं चॉकलेट बनाते हैं. So I like that, so उसको business में convert करते हैं. But then it didn't work out well. So then I started my a trading business like a stock market and commodities and all. So I studied there and become a trader for almost 4 or 5 years. Then during that time, I realized that I really not enjoying anything. So I had one DG camera really long back in my college time, school time. So I took that camera out, and then later I carry that camera with me all the time whenever I go to the office. So entire 1 year, I just tried clicking photographs on the street and random people, and I got those photos, and I had that old desktop, like the squarish one, like Microsoft ka the bada wala. There's no slickness, nothing, and like those curved. It was very nostalgic. And that time Photoshop was 2, 3, 4. That time that Photoshop was there. Or I'm talking about that time. So I started clicking photographs with point and shoot camera. Then I used to get those photos and I used to compare with international photographers, like how they do the portrait, how they do the landscape, and the street photography, or all kind of various skills I tried to practice, and I tried to match. I exact tried to create a replica, ki how they have shot it, So then, and slowly, I understood that it's not coming really well. Where am I lacking? So then I realized that this post processing happens in photographs. So I was like, wow, what is this? So then I went to town because my office was in town. I got Photoshop's books and a lot of other artistic images, and I started studying that. And then I started also editing images and all. So then I realized कि अच्छा ये थोड़ा सा भी थोड़ा बहुत almost matching, but it's not of course exact because you are just copying it. So it's like then I understood the light, and then I understood how the images have been captured and what time of the day, in the night, where is the reflection coming from, and how reflections and all different angles and compositions works together and create a nice image. So then later, I did not knew the term of cinematography during that time. I only knew being a photographer. So when I was working as a trader, on just above that there was this film called Ship of Theseus where uh, was happening, and they were shooting upstairs. And my where I used to work, so the liftman, that a little boy, I used to tell him like every weekend, whatever exhibitions comes or anything happens, just keep me updated. कि अच्छा आज ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है ऐसा कुछ. So that particular Saturday when I came to the office and he said कि सर आज तो कोई blind photographer ने photos लगाए हैं अपने. It's a photography exhibition. I said what? Blind photographer? This I never thought of. I was like, this is very fascinating. So I was just waiting for my market to get closed. It's a commodity market, works on Saturday till 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I was just waiting. And then as soon as the market got closed, I went upstairs and I saw if there's an exhibition. And I knew Anand that back then. So I met Anand and I was like, Anand, hi, what's up? What is this? Like, meet my DOP, meet my actors, meet my set. I'm shooting this feature film called Ship of Theseus and all. I was like, wow. Back then there was a different name, but then later they changed it to Ship of Theseus. So I met a lot of people, and then I really got engaged. I had spent entire day on set on that during that time, and that's how the journey started basically. So he said, just come and join. So from then till today, I'm just enjoying my process
Okay.
throughout. Yeah.
Sir, in Ship of This, like, how do you knew Anand Gandhi, sir? Like, were you friends?
No, not really. Before Ship of Theseus, he shot this film called Right Here, Right Now in 2006. So that time I attended his one of his workshop. So during that workshop, he announced that I'm shooting a short film. If you guys want to help as a on-set crew, would be really nice. So I thought let's just help. Like why not? So I was holding like I was controlling crowd on that short film, and that short film was really commendable short film because 44 locations and 22 locations and 44 actors like at the same time, two cameras are rolling together. So it's a one take, and how they have made this, it just blew my mind that time. I was like, wow, it's very nice. But later, after 2 3 years, I was not in touch with him, and because I didn't know okay, what exactly I want to do. So I joined my trading business, and then during that trading time, I realized that my interest lies somewhere in imagery, like creating visuals, or like my imaginations are very strong. So I shifted my entire energies and my focus towards the art then. So that's how I knew Anand.
And sir, during your graduation days, what did you study, sir?
Well, I haven't studied cinematography ever. I'm a self-taught cinematographer, and so the journey started from like in a production in Ship of Thesis. It journey wasn't smooth at all. During that production time, I used to serve tea, used to serve breakfast, and helping all the departments here and there. Then I became a location manager for that same film because they were lacking locations, and I used to go and find the locations for them. Shoot really started kicking off, and they were pacing up, and I liked the process during that time. So slowly I made my way, and then finally Anand and one of production girl Ruchi, she asked me like, what exactly you want to do in life. I said I want to get into the camera. So then, okay, then tomorrow onwards, don't go into any department, just focus on the camera. So the first 3 months I was just cleaning lenses, and I was just understanding what's happening on set, like how the Pankaj and on my team and everybody how used to work. So I just started learning from there. So all those years passed by. Then I did Heather, Talwar, after Ship of Theseus, and then my last film as an assistant was Tumbad. So almost these four films had a quite a journey in my life and had a big impact. And I really loved all these four films process and all the people who were involved, from director to the spot boys and everyone. I'm so grateful for all of these people who made this film, because because of them I'm maybe somehow I whenever I'm walking on a set, when I shoot my own stuff, I realize ki all those hard work is paying me now, and I'm so like grateful to them. Even a spot boy who's like being an assistant, also their job is to give water, right? So there are a lot of times you don't have that time during shoot, so they make sure that please drink water. So I sometimes remember those faces and I'm like, wow, I mean, today I'm here all because of them. I guess it's credit goes to them because it's all experience, no? At the end, your smartness and your hard work is a different thing, but it comes with a lot of experience. So I really believe in what kind of a people you are associated with. So that is the major thing happened. Yeah.
And sir, I was saying, like, during your graduation days, like, what did you study, sir?
Oh, in that way. That way, I'm a commerce student. My mother always wanted me to become an assistant, become an chartered accountant. And I got books. And after 5 days, I was like, "Mom, nahi ja raha hai, sar ke upar ja raha hai, sab kuch." But if I really wish if I go back and I tell my mom, and if I can really reverse everything, I would really change and I would go into the art stream, because I even didn't knew, because in my entire family all of us, like my cousins and my brother, everybody is like engineers and lawyers, or like they work in higher institutional companies. So we had that set mind like कि business करना है अपन को, मतलब एसी में बैठ के पैसा कमाओ. But then somehow I don't know, it didn't work for me, so I changed my gear. But I did completed my masters first year. I didn't finish my commerce second year, and then I just started working independently. But yeah, after that in 2018, just before the lockdown, I just randomly applied for the scholarship in LA for advanced cinematography, where they only hire like advanced cinematographers, those who know cinematography. It wasn't for students, so I just applied and I got through it with the 50% scholarship, and I just left for US for almost quite 3 4 months. I was there. It was a nice diploma kind of a program, and met a lot of DOPs and a lot of different technologies, and futuristic things, whatever today what we see on the screen, how they achieve like LED screens, and how they have replaced the chromas setups and all. So that's what I studied again. Like it was really nice experience over there. So that is the only one thing I have as a if you say like the qualification. Otherwise, just self taught.
Okay. And sir, you have said, you have said, like, the great films such as Zip of Thesis, Heather, and Talwar. You worked in Talwar as well,
Yeah.
and Tumbad. You have worked as an assistant, camera assistant. So, what is
Yes.
the job of a camera assistant, sir? Can you please say that?
I, yeah, I mean, see, you should have a very set of like very the clarity you should have about being an assistant, that you should not get involved in a lot of creative discussions, but you can be a part of it as a listener, as an observer, because it's not your job. As an assistant, your job is to provide service to the DOP who is looking for the helping hand. So during the helping hand, it means that help him to lit up the set, helping to get the camera ready, maintain the lock sheets, plan the lighting, and like draw the diagram. Okay, because you never know after the shoot when the patchwork comes. So during that time, you should remember like, okay, अच्छा यहाँ पे ये light का intensity था, यहाँ पे ये light था. So you should maintain those lock sheets and all, and the drawings of your lighting patterns and all. So that all it's a job of as a assistant. And the biggest thing as an assistant, to be disciplined on set, because no matter you are in a glamorous world or no matter you are in a creative field, but there's this set of discipline you should always follow, where you should work and observe more, and rather than going around here and there, like doing one thing. It's very important to be attentive, always near the camera, get ready things for DOP. So that's the major job, and always learn while not talking.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
sir, as like you haven't done any cinematography course while you were while you were working. So if somebody wants to join right now, how they can join as assistant cinematographer, or how they can assist you as well?
See, I get a lot of Instagram messages and WhatsApp messages because uh, they people literally text me that I would like to work with you and this and that. But what happens is that usually the team is always there to break the team, because your set of mind is already set with the first AC and the gaffer, and they know the pattern and they know how you lit up and they know what your thought processes are. And every project offers you a different experience, a different lighting setup, a different contrast ratio, a different storytelling. So I would suggest, if any assistant wants to join a DP, it has to have a very concrete plan. Like the appearance, the approach should be very professional. It should not appear, should be like novice, or like कि अच्छा नया नया आ रहा हूँ तो मुझे करना है. It should not be the approach that way. It should you that assistant being assistant, you should have that set of mind कि okay, yeah, this is what I want to do, and this is here I am for. And to crack that, you should meet a lot of DPs, you should visit a lot of lighting vendors, where because light vendors के पास क्या होता है, they all lot of DPs come with the different light vendors, right, and different camera vendors. So if just for the starting, literally starting, if you don't get a place in DP's team, then you should approach camera vendors, and then you should approach light vendors and go as work as a lightman, work as a camera attendant. So through that, you get to know on a different DOPs and different places. You go on ads, you go on short films, you go on documentaries, and then you go on feature length films and web series. Because as a camera attendant, you have a full right to be on set, literally next to the DOP, and you are handling him the camera. It's a big job. So if you are really smart, so if you do that and you can make your way through it, that would be the ideal advice for the assistants who wants to be a cinematographer.
And sir, how did you met Ariti Kadhav? You have also shot the
Um,
Astronaut and his Parrot. How do you guys met?
yes. So one of our dear friend, common friend, Megha Ramaswamy, I shot her short film called Lalanna's Song. It was a wonderful experience working with her. She's an amazing human being. Uh, the idea and the philosophy she brings on screen, it's really unique, and I really like her storytelling idea. So through that, when we shot that short film, after that, Mega only shared this film with Aarti, and luckily Aarti was going on a floor with this short film called Astronaut and Parrot because Apple gave them the phone. So during that time, Aarti and Mega also said, Ki, please, you can definitely ask him to shoot your short film. He will be amazing. So that way, me and Aarti met. We discussed about the Astronaut and Parrot, and then the journey was on. I was like, me and Aarti was again the pack, like me and Mega. So me and Aarti had a good bond, and she's a dear friend and dear colleague of mine, and she's amazing. The way she writes the script, and those see, writing a script is different thing. At the same time, to hold those emotions, to have that thought process with the sci-fi is very difficult. And she gets it. Like she have that thing, and I was really in love with her vision. So I was like, I am just not going anywhere, and I am only doing this shoot. So yeah, and the challenge threw at me. We are shooting on an iPhone. I had my amazing thought idea कि अरे ये कैमरा यूज करेंगे, ये लेंस यूज करेंगे, and suddenly she calls and like, okay dude, this is we are doing on an iPhone because Apple wants us to shoot on iPhone. I was like, wow, sci-fi, that too on an iPhone, that too have a lot of post-production things. So it was again back to scratch. Like I felt like I've just born for the cinema. I've just taken a new birth, because shooting on an iPhone, it was a really challenging. But I loved the iPhone quality. I love the iPhone technology has, they have increased massively in the camera setups and all. Kudos to their team who's developing this technical stuffs. Really, I really appreciated during that time when we shot Astronaut and Parrot. It was tricky, but we made it.
Okay. And sir, she talks about in her interview like you used only one light, disco light,
Yeah, it was.
and
Yeah.
she bought 4 or 5 light. Can you talk about that, sir?
Oh my god, it was very difficult. So, in my head, I'm very clear, like what I am approaching and what I want. I had my this chart of light and like all the dialogues written. Okay, यहाँ पे close-ups and short divisions. Like in mind, I shared with her, okay, this is what we are mota mota, going with it. And so I told her, whom should I give the light requirement? She said, there's this person you can give. Like, sure. So I gave the light requirement. I only asked for this particular light, which I'll tell you. And then in the night, she calls me like, Kuldeep, I just got to know that you ordered only one light. I said, yeah. Like, are you sure? I said, yeah. Like, but in one night you will do? I said, yeah. So I was like very casual about it. And then very next day when I entered the studio and I was like, अरे ये सब light किसने मंगाया? Like there's this sky panels and 2Ks and like multis and babies and like 4Ks are lining up over there. I was like these 3 4 lights I see and I was like ये कौन मंगाया? तो I entered and I was like Aarti, ये लाइट किसने मंगाया? अरे नो नो आई ऑर्डर्ड बिकॉज आई वाज नॉट श्योर, आई मीन सो जस्ट सेफ्टी के लिए बैकअप के लिए मंगाया है. आई सेड ओह ओके ठीक है. आई वाज वेरी कैजुअल एंड देन आई एक्चुअली वेंट टू द प्रोडक्शन लाइक मेरा लाइट का है जो मैंने मंगाया था. तो कि सर ये रहा. Like चलो निकालो उसको बाहर. Then I put it on like really on a height and like I can manipulate with the motion and with the narrow source, because you are in a space and whatever experience we have seen through the cinema and the research what we have from NASA and the ISRO. So whatever images we have seen, it's very sharp and very dark, like straight light falls on your subject. So I thought this is nothing better than this disco light. So let's order a disco light. Disco को घुमाते हैं इधर उधर. लोग ऐसे 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 घुमाते हैं, हम एकदम slowly घुमाएंगे. So I got that panel and all. So I was operating the light with that, and the camera was there on iPhone. I got gimbal with the iPhone, and we shot the entire film with that in just one light. But though I used a lot of cutters around that light, like one light to cut that particular shaft, that particular close up पे वो एक ही जगह पे आना चाहिए. It should not fall on the backdrop and nothing. And we wanted to do it in real, so entire studio was black. And Zenish was a gem of person on set because he was a VFX artist. And so with him, like I we got the black, and I told him like dude, we just need a stars in the back. How do we do that? And like don't worry about it, it's under my wing now. Till now you did this and it's amazing, and let's just move with that in the post. So then he did amazing job in the backdrop when the finally film came out. It wasn't expecting, we all of us wasn't expecting that ये इतना ऐसा निकलेगा. Like it was so realistic. Like फिर भी on like iPhone, if budget would have permitted and things would have been better, then I think we would have gone a really better way to shoot it. But still it wasn't coming across like it was very nice. It's all Arti's vision. Yeah.
It's really good. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm so happy people are watching it. And like I sometimes I do get messages like, please convey our heartfelt this thing like to Arti and like Zenish and all of you team. I'm so overwhelmed with this response. I'm so glad.
So were you scared like it was sci-fi, it was shot on iPhone? Were you scared like
I was only scared to balance my black levels. That's it. I wasn't scared of anything. I was approaching like let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I was very happy as soon as this came on board on the day of the shoot. And especially like there's another thing we got like क्या होता है usually when you do product ad films, so they have this turntables. They put a product on the turntable and the turntable घूमता है. So product also turns, like it rotates, but your camera doesn't rotate. Your camera is static. So I thought, why can't we bring the human size rotating machine where human can stand and human can rotate. So all the shots which you are seeing that he's rotating, it's actually rotating on the turntable, and my camera is static. So it was like amazing. So all this light you pass by suddenly becomes a silhouette, and his helmet दिखता है, and suddenly he comes in a light. So it's all planned. It was all planned between me, Arti, and Zenish, and help with a lot of our crew members. They were amazing actually. So it was fun.
Okay. And sir, how long it took to like shoot the that
I
film,
think
and
it
how
took
big was the crew?
Uh, crew wasn't big because everybody came on a pro bono, honestly. Nobody charged us anything because we were very clear we wanted to go with the tiniest team. So crew wasn't that big, but we had 2 days of a shoot, 1.5 days, 2 days, because then the last Parrot thing also, where he's into the van. That was another artist's amazing idea where you like it's like Indian culture, right? That the Parrot, the Bhavishya Veta, like what a blend of the storytelling. I was so in love with it. So yeah, that took half a day for shoot, and this was like 2 days, 1.5 days. Yeah, we knocked it off. Almost 2 and 2.5 days.
Okay. So after doing the Astronaut and his parrot, like many other filmmakers are coming to you and saying like, let's do another sci-fi film, let's do another sci-fi film. Is it
Uh,
happening like that?
yes, it is happening. People have like did approach me, but then again, it's a choice where what kind of a filmmaker you want to become. So there are like if I definitely see a gravity in the story, then I would love to shoot it. So yeah, a couple of offers came, but it didn't work out because I was also working on other projects, so dates were clashing here and there, so it didn't work out. But yeah, the people are talking definitely, and I have me and Aarti are also planning. So let's see.
So currently, sir, are you doing any projects, shooting something?
Yes, I have joined Amazon original series. So it's a nice family, like it's a drama and the modern relationship it's about. So I'm currently working on that, and recently I finished this series called Gyara Gyara for Z5. So it's gonna be out soon, maybe mid-year or somewhere. Yeah.
And sir, what are your favorite cinematographers, if you could tell, that have inspired you first?
Well, there are a lot of cinematographers. For example, like if you like, of course, in India also, Pankaj Kumar, of course, my favorite because I have like learned a lot of like things from him. Then we have the very famous cinematographers Chivo. We have then the guy who shot John Wick, Dan Luston. He's also my favorite cinematographer. Then the guy who shot Delhi Crime, the season 1, and the Poachers, जिसने shoot किया है, Johan. So he's also my favorite cinematographer. I really like him. Then a lot of other DPs actually. So yeah, there are a lot of others which commons everybody knows about it. But like Bradford Young, I love his work. He has shot Arrival and a lot of other films. Lawrence Sher, I love that man. I met him also, and he during that workshop. So it was amazing experience with them. Yeah.
Okay. And sir, few films that you could recommend, sir, your favorite films.
Ah, well, I honestly I like actually all kind of films because all kind of films offers you a lot of different aspects of the storytelling, whether it's horror, whether it's drama, whether it's romance, whether it's comedy, anything. So if you ask me, it's not a particular film I would follow, but the recent ones which I like, Nightmare Alley, which is on Hotstar, I really like that film. Dan Guston has shot it. Uh, then Midsommar, Ari Aster's film, Hereditary, Jonathan Glazer's, and yeah, it's vice versa, whatever. So like Midsommar, Hereditary, Then Nightmare Alley, all of these films are really favorite of mine. The recent ones. Otherwise, I have explored a lot of other cinemas. Iranian films I really love. Then I really like European films. I'm a fan of European films. So yeah, that really mesmerized me.
Okay. Okay. And sir, last question is, if somebody wants to become a cinematographer, what advice would you give to them, sir?
Well, there are two way to approach this field. Where one you have a degree with it, and then you start assisting, or you direct start shooting if you have a good collaborators. And the other way is that you have to work on a set. You get hands on with the basic technicalities and understanding and the creative aspects of the cinema. You should read. You should watch a lot of cinemas. You should know what's coming in the future. So, keeping updated yourself, it's the really a task, because a lot of times you're working, and during the work of course you can't update it with yourself, because you have to concentrate on your storytelling and concentrate on your current projects. So you should read, you should be updated with the new technologies. You should go to the camera vendors if you are free on a free time. Go and just tell him, like, let me just test the lenses, and they never say no. And you just should just go test the lenses, get the footage, do color correction, do your hands on the grading, and you feel it कि okay ये क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे technicalities में क्या हो रहा है. And then while reading you make sure that you find your nuances, you find your style, what kind of a cinematographer, what kind of a films you like. So then you should definitely approach towards that. That is the best advice I would suggest.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank
joining.
you. Thank you,
Such,
Akash. Thank you.
such a pleasure, sir, to be able to talk to you.
Same
And
here, Akash. It's really nice. It's lovely
thank you.
talking to you, and whatever you're doing, all the best for that. And let's
Thank you
connect
so much, sir.
soon. Whenever you come
Yes.
to Bombay, give a
Yes.
call. We'll meet up. I'll take
Sure.
you out for a coffee, and we can chat
Wow.
over there. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome,
Such a
Akash.
pleasure.
Lovely,
Bye,
lovely.
sir.
Bye, bye, bye.